Jack, Bailey and Lynden, welcome to the first episode of Progress with Us. We want to dive straight into it and ask you guys, you boys are all entrepreneurs. How was your first business started individually?
Firstly, bro, we just want to say as well, thank you for having us.
Welcome, guys.
Super excited to see your journey as well. I mean, there was explaining just before the podcast what your long-term goals were in regards to you're starting it at 19, you want to do it until you're 60, 65 years old. There's no age limit on anything. Anything can be achieved no matter what age you are. So we do appreciate you having us on. But yeah, bro, we've got a super long journey with our experience in business and where we've come from. I mean, for myself, my first business ever when I was like 13, 14, I started a car washing round. So what I did is I went around my local village and knocked on every single door in my village. And what I said is your car looks super, super dirty and I've seen it dirty for the last 2 weeks. Can I just give you a free car clean? I'm not even going to charge you to do it. And the great thing in business, as long as you provide free value from the get-go and you are providing a service that somebody will benefit from, again, they're having a clean car, they'd usually spend £15 to go and get that car cleaned. They're getting a young kid cleaning it for free. Next weekend, I'd say, Jeanette, I'd knock on the door again. How did you find the car clean? Yeah. And do you want it cleaning again this weekend? Yeah, I'll have it cleaned. But this time, Janet, you know what? I'll do it you for £10. I usually charge you £15. And then I just acquired a very, very small clientele. And when I was like 13, 14, I just been making £50 to £60 a week just cleaning cars, man.
Yeah, man.
And that was my first business, but that was it, bro. As simple as that. But anyone who's like 13, 14 on this podcast who's watching it now,
get cleaning those cars.
G. Just go around your local village, come up with a little brochure, type into Google, car cleaning brochure template that I can use, get them printed off, hand them out in your local area, go knocking on doors. Door-to-door sales are the biggest thing. Watch Gary Vee and Grant Cardone, they're so big on door-to-door sales.
Do you think doing all that as well? So go on.
A lot of people try and like obviously fast money, internet money, and try and take it the quick route. Remember, guys, like you can take everything back to basics. Like door to door, brick and mortar businesses are still a thing, and they still make fucking cash. Like a lot of people look down on trade stuff and stuff like that. Like there's going to be a drought on these sort of trade jobs soon. In 30, 40 years, there aren't going to be no plumbers. So anyone who's got those skills still, like whether it be door to door or things that used to be very popular 20 years ago, you're going to be fucking raking it in. So
those skills that are high in demand, innit?
Yeah, exactly, bro.
Do you think everyone needs the car cleaning, bro?
Yeah, exactly. Do you think in the long run that doing that kind of helped you? Like,
I think what it is for me,
yeah,
when you look back at it now, yes, was there a financial incentive, but what was the key skill I learned during that period? Communication skills.
Yeah, man.
So how to build rapport with clients, how to remain lifetime value, what other services could I provide? So if I'm cleaning the car every single weekend, I've seen they've got a load of weeds around the driveway. Do they need the weeds taken out? And I'll charge them an extra £10. So a lot of people misperceive business. Yeah, it's the upsell, but a lot of people misperceive business because they think that just because there's an instant dopamine hit from the financial incentive that you receive,
yeah, man,
you've got to also consider the subconscious skills that you're going to require just from doing and pursuing that certain business. Again, bro, we went through stages in business where we'd be in deficits each month, bro. Like when you first start a company, you'll have a lot of expenditure, you'll have a lot of stock to buy, you've got expenditure with the team that you have, the consultants and everything else, there's your marketing costs, there's so many components, and that's why there's the 1% club, brother. That's why you have to learn every single component in business. There's more than just sales, there's more than just communication skills, but you've got to learn these skills and it's only down to you to acquire them. You can't rely on anyone else, bro. It's great to have partners and it's great to have a network of people to make sure that you can data extract everything that the people that are around you, the businesses that they work in. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, what are they doing? I always said to these two in it when they moved to Manchester, the first thing I said to them is go to Dakota and buy a coffee for £9 and sit there in 4 hours on your laptop. And what you need to do is just listen to the conversations around you and look at the type of people that went in there. Tell them about your experience when you went in
the surroundings. To be fair, we actually met a networking group there who used to hold like events and stuff like that, and again we was straight away was introduced to like big 6, 7, 8 figure hitters again who were all running even like SaaS business models and stuff like that, like actual advanced e-commerce stuff, and that's all come from positioning yourself in the correct, let's say, correct environments. So that's the beauty about it, to be fair. About to say, just getting yourself in the right environments, and even though you're spending an extra £2, £3, £4, £5 on a coffee, guys, it's just gonna go full circle straight back round. So
the biggest thing is, bro, you never know when there's an opportunity that could present itself, bro. The door could be shut right there, and it might be locked in a certain way, but you could have the puzzle to unlock that door. But there's just a few conversations you need to have to unlock the puzzle and open the door. And that's the same with opportunity in business. There could be one person sitting in a room that you really want to go and talk to, and you've heard the conversation on a phone and you're so eager to go and do it, but the only reason that's surpassed you and not allowed you to be presented to that opportunity is because you've not had the confidence to go and approach that person. So what do you then do because you haven't got the confidence? You then research and develop the skill of self-confidence, how to approach people, how to conversate, how to become more charismatic.
Yeah, definitely.
So it's almost picking between the lines in your own individual skill sets to help you unlock your fullest potential. Take football as an example, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
You might look at, let's say, Iniesta, who used to play for Barcelona back in the day. OG, great footballer. But he might have thought to himself when he was maybe 20, 19 years old, I'm not a great dribbler, but I'm amazing at passing, I'm amazing at shooting, I'm not that great at defending, but what am I going to do? I'm going to train myself, I'm going to put myself in drills every single day with my trainers who are experts to allow me to become better at dribbling and defending. So it's understanding your own skill sets and self-reflecting to understand where your weaknesses are. I'm really poorly organised.
Yeah.
I miss a lot of meetings a lot of the time. I'm going to be straight up. Not that it's like life or death, but what do I need to then do now? I'm going to look to get a PA. I'm going to look at someone who can help me schedule and organise my days much better to work more efficiently and tap in and have that one-to-one meeting before 10 a.m. I'll have another one at 2 p.m. for a catch-up. But it's self-reflection and understanding what your weaknesses are as an individual and thriving on your strengths.
Double down
is
on
the biggest skill.
One of the biggest sayings is on your own you can go fast and together you can go far. And Morley's the prime example of that. Like there's certain skills that each of us got that the other ones don't have, and that's what the team does. It compensates. You know, I'm sure that you two, same for you guys. Maybe one of you is better at asking the opening questions and the other's better at listening maybe and responding. So again, if you don't have that team, guys, then you're not going to be able to like hit everything. No one is the perfect human. You look at Elon Musk, yeah, he may be the mastermind who does it all, but every time he's talking about his achievements, or when someone says, oh, Elon, you've made this, how are you so smart? Well, they'll say, well, no, it's because I've got an amazing director, or I've got this person, I've got that person. He knows how to put the right person in the right place. That's going to help him in the place that he's deficient in. Yeah, and that's what it's about. Like, you got to create that team. You're not going to be perfect at everything. And even touching on something that you said earlier, which I loved as well, which I want to go into more. You spoke about the dopamine rush that people get from when they actually get like an initial payment or something like that. So something Jack said there, which was actually massive and everyone needs to take away, is doing stuff for free. That there's nothing wrong with doing stuff for free. Obviously, we live in this era now where everyone wants to get paid straight away. I need paying. But how did you build your client base for that car washing company? By giving away the free value. You did the first car for free. No one else is going to do that, guys. Don't always chase the dopamine rush, and be prepared to give away the value for free initially to then build that customer lifetime value. Because you're going to then have that customer for 20 years and that's going to pay you way more, and you're not going to remember that time that you gave away the value for free.
It's like when you did
that's
what you did as well, bro. Tell them about when you did the shoe cleaning.
So one of my first businesses was actually shoe cleaning. So I was going around cleaning trainers, putting on Snapchat, putting on Instagram, and that was the first business that I actually found huge success with. Now, how I'd actually operate that was literally, I had a big, let's say, Snapchat profile, not huge, but again, within my local area, I was very well known, very well connected. So I thought, how can I monetize what I have here on Snapchat? Again, I was working at the time as well. Again, I had an apprenticeship in joinery again, so I was building my skills up that way. But I always knew, let's be real, I don't want to be working on a construction site for the foreseeable future. So that was an apprenticeship. Now, what I did was, I actually learned the skill of cleaning trainers. Now, how horrible does that sound? Cleaning mucky trainers. Bro, when I first got my first pair of trainers, it had shit all on the bottom of the shoes, bro. And believe me, I was scrubbing that, bro. For £20. For £20, bro. Do you know what I mean? And that was a skill. That was a skill that, again, has taught me, it's a lot deeper than just scrubbing shit off a shoe, let's be real.
Like I say, though, a trade's a trade. It's a trade in itself doing something like that.
So that was the first business, and that actually taught me a lot of skill. That actually taught me the art of client rapport, how to deal with clients, even down to actually providing a good, fast, efficient service. So what I'd do is I'd clean the trainer. Again, I'd get the best of products. But again, I learned off YouTube, but anyone can do that. I advise anyone right now, if they actually want to go and make money, guys, go and clean trainers. You can search online. So how to start a sneaker laundry service, boom, £30 startup cost, there you go. Yeah. Straight off of that, you can make like £20-30 a trainer. Now, I actually had guys who were dropping me off like 10, 20, 30 pounds. I actually had guys who were dropping me off 10, 20, 30 trainers, sorry. Now, straight away off the bat, if you're getting 10, 20 trainers dropped off, bro, you're talking like £200-400 on the side of my job. I was like, oh shit, so I can do this.
Minimum wage pay.
Yeah, wow, this is exactly
Solid,
that.
man.
And then just from actually dealing with, again, multiple different clients, I learned the skills out of business, even having to factor costs into certain things to figure out my profit margins, the boring stuff that people don't realize actually goes into it. And again, the time that you actually have to dedicate into it, because with some side hustles, guys, don't get me wrong, it's similar to the point that the boys just said as well, where like you can't just, unfortunately there's not a printer out there that you can just go and click a few buttons and then all of a sudden you got the cash coming in. You actually do have to put yourself in the trenches sometimes, and that's the most beautiful thing about business as well. So yeah, to be fair, sometimes you just have to trick yourself in the deep end and learn the skills and get down with the nitty gritty to then earn and just build some skin in the game.
Yeah, a lot of you guys watching this video now, you've been told a lot of lies by these gurus that have said, you know, these keywords like passive income. You hear passive, I need passive income. Bro, why can't you be willing to just put the hard work in? Why can't you scrub shit off the shit? Why can't you wash the car for free? Because you need the quick hit of money, like, just, bro,
my thesis is if that you could make this quick money, why wouldn't everyone be millionaires by now?
Yeah, you're right about that. And I also want to touch upon what you guys were talking about, is giving value away for free. I'm sure you guys are familiar with Alex Hormozy.
Oh, of course.
He's brilliant, bro. He's brilliant. And one of his main marketing strategies is just give away value for free until people ask.
Yeah.
And you guys, it sounds like you guys were doing that at 13.
Bro, value's the best thing, bro. Value exchange in life is the best factor. It's even like to the extent as well, value's important, but it's also having a proactive approach and even just conceptualizing a basic business plan. Yeah. So for example, with Bailey, okay, I'm going to learn the skill of cleaning shoes. Okay, well, what's my client acquisition strategy? I'm only going to focus on organic because I don't have the experience or the knowledge to invest into paid advertisement. So what did Bailey do? He probably drew up a script. How I'm gonna outreach to new customers and acquire my clientele. So what did Bailey do? He rung up all of his friends on the phone. Oh, bro, I know you bought them Valentinos from Flannels about 3 weeks ago. Have you messed them up on that night out in Sheffield? You was out at the weekend. Did a few girls stand on the shoes? Getting a conversation with them. Just gas them up a bit on the phone. And that's another thing, bro. How are you gonna make someone feel excited when you call them? Do you really think someone's gonna buy straight away if you're just gonna ring them even down shoes cleaning, bro? They're not gonna buy, bro. You've got to make sure you have that rapport with them. The clients in any business are the only people who are going to run it for you. Obviously, yeah, you've got the back end and everything else, but they're your front shooters. They're your army. They're your army of people who are going to generate the cash flow.
Build a good relationship with your clients.
So the first step is you've learnt your skill at this point. Let's say you're going to go for shoe cleaning. Next, how are you going to outreach? So you've got your phone book. You might have 50 to 100 contacts in that phone book. Now, before you even start calling these people, look into sales skills, watch people like Alex Hormozy, look at a basic script and write your own up. So when you're on the phone, that first call that you might have, you can't just read from the scripts, but it's going to give you pinpoint ideas about what you need to illustrate when you're on the phone call. Now, alongside that, how are you going to reform your branding? What logo are you going to go for? What social media platforms are you going to hit? Are you going to hit TikTok organic? If that's the case, then let's have a look at some of the market leading competitors within your industry. Why are you not replicating them same videos that your competitors are making for before and after the cleaning? I've got a good friend at King's Cleans, mashes it up on TikTok organic and Instagram Reels. He's big up my guy. But he acquires so many customers just from viral content now, and he already has the brand image. And once you've hit the foundation with any business, you have the base there, that's when it's scale, bro. You're reinvesting back into offloading outwork. You're reinvesting that cash flow back into maybe teaching a younger person the same skill set and giving them a cut within the deal. So at least then you're focusing on automation and you can just focus on scaling. But this is just the very sort of basics really. But I think for all of us, like we've always just sort of learned from the very, very bottom. Like, do we have mentors now? Yes. Like, we have some amazing mentors, but I think the thing is, like, you're not going to learn it overnight. And my thesis is it's a marathon and not a sprint. Rome wasn't built in a day. And the biggest thing in entrepreneurship is that at the point of frustration is usually when you will overcome a challenge or a problem. So you'll be really annoyed at the fact you might not be able to come up with an idea. It might even be your first business. It might even be when you're in a business and you can't get around how you're going to build a website or X, Y, and Z. We still have it now. But usually when you start feeling a bit furious, when you're starting to get really pissed off that you can't overcome this challenge, keep working through it. Because once you've come to the point of frustration and you exceed that, bang, you're straight through the door, bro. So just don't let things...
And that's when everything makes sense as well. You're like, oh, right, so I've been through these hardships for a reason. Whoever's out there has put you through again, the hardships for you to persevere, and ultimately it's all a learning lesson, and that's a beautiful thing about life as well.
So we've got, you were washing cars, cutting grass, getting rid of weeds. You were scrubbing dog shit. You were scrubbing dog shit. How about yourself, Lynden?
First business I set up, I was well known as the Depop Sniper. Depop Sniper. I mean, look,
there we go.
I'm very ethical today, but I can't lie. Back in the day, a lot of you guys were buying like LV jackets for like, let's say, a K800, and I'd only paid like 3-4 bill off them. So I just want to apologise to everyone that licks, but listen, look, I'm providing value now, so look, it's all good, it's all good. But yeah, I just started off really on Depop, really just online, eBay, just sniping out all these low deals. Like even like, for example, I'd target like soccer mums, let's say, like the kids, they buy them Stone Island jackets.
Yeah, everyone loves the Stonies, isn't it?
Bro,
you know,
the mums ain't got a clue, bro. I remember getting like this reversible Moncler jacket one day. I bought it for like $250. I sold it the next day to some trapper for like $750. Yeah, I think even like, I don't know if we can say this, but we can cut it out anyway. Fuck it. Like the Gucci jacket. Remember the Gucci jacket? I sold to the rapper. Yeah. Bro, I picked it up for like $250. Like we spun it for. Yeah, we spun it for like $750. Yeah. I don't know if this is gonna stay in, but fuck it, no, it is. But yeah, so it was just like really, I was just just sniping on Depop, bro. But you know what it is? I used to actually, again, like he would be scrubbing the shit off the shoe, bro. I'd be there in fucking school, bro, or in school, I'd just be there, bro, scrolling Depop, refresh, eBay, refresh, waiting for that lick to hit, and then
third-party arbitrage, bro.
Yeah,
it's an amazing business.
It's something that we've like now teach a lot of our members now as well, how to utilize a lot of these selling platforms. Like people that are on it just don't actually know the marketplace. They're looking to get the cash gone as quick as possible.
Did you guys end up staying on Depop then, or did you just like move on from that in the end, or like, because obviously I know everyone has a lot of problems with like PayPal, Depop.
This was back in the day.
PayPal is the worst.
Yeah, this was back in the day when it first started, and like people didn't know like what they were doing. Obviously, you have to progress onto your Instagrams and your TikToks to really scale. But as like a starting point, like these little platforms are great, you know, for your 16, 17-year-old hustlers that are trying to get into, let's say, the reselling game or whatever it is.
Huge, man. You can make more on the third-party arbitrage platforms than you can on sneaker drops. I mean, we're about to launch our Discord, which is Morley Group V2 on the 6th of November at 6 p.m. And what we've now integrated within the platform, let's say, for example, if you are just looking for basic restock monitors, we've had about 6 UGG drops this morning. You buy them for £100 a pair, you can resell them for a minimum of £170. It's just a 70% easy ROI. But the thing is, within the third-party arbitrage platform, that again we do teach within the platform, again you can pick up Moncler jackets for £200, you can resell them for £400 or £500. You're making huge ROIs. But again, what does it all come down to? The very first skill you need to have is learning the authentication process. And if not, and you've got more than an initial investment about to play with within your budget, let's say you've got £1,000 to learn, again, you've got Legit Grails, which is an authentication platform. You can pay anywhere between £5 to £7 per unit to get the product authenticated. So if you want to save yourself the headache, which is what I do now, retrospectively looking back on it, I mean, all of us back in the day, we'd have to learn the authentication process. But how could we have worked smarter? We could have reached out to Legit Grails, had a conversation with the owner of that company and said, we're looking to authenticate 50 to 100 products a month. What can you do the price per unit on the authentication process for? I'm going to do it for £3 a unit. Now, even if, let's say, for example, there was 200 products being sent over each and every month, but only 100 of them came back authentic. Realistically, you've just got to consider for us, we're only losing £300, but on the other £300 we've invested for the authentic items. Guess what the net margin is going to be on that, bro? It's going to be 5-10k. So what have you done? You've cut the time in authentication to ensure that you have more time for deal scouting and sourcing in leads for products for resale. And what you're also doing is you're providing a great service to anybody who loves designer clothes. People can't afford to go and buy a full price Moncler Maya jacket for £1,250 from Flannels, bro.
For sure.
So what you're doing, you're benefiting the environment, you're contributing to a more sustainable future. You're not having that you're not having that war it wants approach. And what you're also doing is letting the customer buy a jacket that's 50% off the retail price. So again, it's a great valuable service.
So for like any young people that kind of are watching and want to do the same thing as you guys, would you recommend either doing like the brick flips, so kind of like looking for them smaller profit margins, or trying to get those like super more expensive jackets and stuff, especially when you're starting out as well?
I think looking at starting out, I think it all depends on individual differences.
Yeah.
Because let's say, for example, you're someone who enjoys the reselling process. You think that you're going to be very active, let's say on a Discord platform like ours, where you are going to land on a restock because you're super active on your phone. You get excited when you see the restock comes in, then that's for you. Whereas if you're somebody who's you're not really on your phone too much, you can't really go on your phone too much at work, for example, maybe you might want to pursue a different business model. It all depends on the time freedom that you have during in the workplace you're doing, or your occupation at the moment. It depends on your own personal goals. Is this just going to be a side hustle, or do you want to make it a full-time business model? What are your own personal goals? Do you want to leave this day job in 3 months' time and try and earn your first £1,000 a month, and are you going to take the risk? You've got to almost understand who is the person that you want to become in 6 months' time from now.
Yeah.
And when you work that out proactively, that is when you can then take the next steps with business. So anyone who joins any educational platform or whatever that business is offering, work out your personal goals first. Work out what you want first. Once you've worked that out and you've got a clear roadmap as to who you want to be in the next 6 months, mentally, spiritually, and physically, at least then you're going to have such a clear navigation, bro, to success. And I'm a big believer in manifestation and self-fulfilling prophecy.
Definitely, man.
And again, self-fulfilling prophecy is such a big thing. And I said this on a previous podcast, that the reason people in school, when they get bullied, let's say, for example, when there's bullies calling other kids fat, a lot of the time the kids who are being called fat aren't fat at the start of the bullying phase, bro. What happens is they're being called fat repeatedly, and then that label is then conditioned in the head to then make them believe and self-fulfill a prophecy that isn't yet true. And then they then become that prophecy because of the re-emphasis, because of the conditioning. So you've got to almost work out how you can positively reinforce the brain.
Yes guys, Lynden here for a quick announcement. Now, every single person watching this video, you're going to get a 48-hour free trial to the brand new Morley Group Discord server. Let's take a quick look quickly at the side hustles inside. You've got organic dropshipping, short form content agency, accountancy tips, you've got match betting, you've got ticket reselling, Amazon FBA, you've got flip monitors, personal shopping, sneaker reselling, and even sportswear reselling, and a whole bunch of other stuff that you can make money from. So guys, if you want to claim the 48-hour free trial to the Morley Group Discord server, check the description down below. Yeah, so an easy way to remember it as well, guys, when it comes to anything like manifestation, very simple. It's just emotion, vibration, and then reality. And the way you need to think of it is something's going to happen, whether that's a thought from yourself, from your inner, or something external, like Jack just said, someone bullying you. So that scenario then causes an emotion, which then puts you in a certain vibration, and that vibration then creates the reality. So if I want to become rich, I'm not going to sit there and say, oh, I want to be rich, or one day I'll be rich, because I'm telling the universe that I'm not rich. I'm going to wake up every day, look in the mirror and say, wow, life is so easy now that I am rich. Even if I'm broke, I'm still going to do that, because that's going to give me the emotion that I am rich, puts me in a high vibration, and then that's going to translate to my reality.
Great. Nice. So obviously you guys are all in on business. A lot of gurus or influencers online would suggest that you need to work on yourself before you start a business. And I think that's quite an interesting take,
That's
right?
bullshit, bro.
Okay.
No, I disagree.
Go on.
Because of course, it'd be an amazing situation where when you're 13, 14, 15 years old, when you're looking to pursue your first business, oh yeah, I'm going to go and read a self-development book. Bro, most kids aren't thinking like that, bro. You're being thrown in the deep end, you're always learning on the go. I think a lot of the time, I used to read a lot in the past. I haven't read a book now for about 3 months. And again, should I be reading? Absolutely. But at the same time, you can easily learn as much just from the people that you're around in one single room. I went to a meeting yesterday with a guy who's worth over £300 million, bro. 300 million. Do you know how much sauce I sponged in yesterday? Bro, I'm sat there and I'm listening to board directors spit game. And what the business does is they're a broker for PCP car finance. So how their business model works, you've got the lender, you've got the broker, and then you've got an end consumer. So let's say you type into Google, I want to take out car PCP finance, I'm looking for a new vehicle. They're going to rank then at the top of Google because they're paying for the acquisition cost. They're paying to bid at the top of the screen on Google. They're acquiring me as a customer, email data capture, and then going to type in the registration of the car. and then I'm going to say my budget, how much I'm looking to pay, where I'm from, as much data as they can get from me as possible, my number. They're going to then ring me up, say, oh, Jack, we've noticed you've just registered your interest for X, Y, and Z car. I just wanted to speak to you a bit about the vehicle and see what monthly PCP agreement we can get you on. When they then close the client, they're taking then anywhere between £500 to £1,000 in a broker fee just for you taking the PCP finance out, because the lenders are making 30% APR on the vehicle.
Yeah.
So on a 50 grand car, bro, they're making 15 G's, bro, just from the interest from the lenders. So can they afford to pay a broker as the middleman in between the end consumer and the lender? Absolutely, bro. £500 for a vehicle is a very small broker fee. So again,
what does that come down to? Positioning.
Yeah.
Positioning, bro.
Docs.
Positioning. How did I even get the relationship? How did I get the link?
I guess that goes back to that extract value to provide value.
Extract value, provide value. And where did it come from? He was previously one of my clients. I used to live in the same apartment block as him. How did I position myself to live in the same apartment block? I got my money up, bro. It's in an expensive place. So everyone I'm around when I'm going downstairs in the morning, I'm around 6 and 7, 8 figure hitters, bro, when they're going to drink their coffees in the morning. Morning, Mark. Morning, John. How you doing, mate? You okay? Having a conversation with them, building that relationship, getting to know what they do. And then when I'm asking them more about their business models, what am I trying to do? I'm trying to break down every little perspective from it to see how I can then add value. And that's exactly what we did in the board meeting with the guys, with the brokers the other day. What's the social media presence? Are they optimizing TikTok organic? Look into the Facebook ad sets. Why haven't they got a Facebook ad set that's targeting a demographic of girls, let's say, who are between 16 and 19 years old? And let's say, for example, you've got an influencer in front of a Fiat 500, Daisy O'Donnell, for example, saying, hi girls, I've just bought my Fiat 500 for £97 a month. I only put a £3,000 deposit down. If you're looking for your first car, swipe up on the screen now. Boom, data capture. You've got all of a younger demographic then of girls trying to look for their first car. But are any of these brokers, these guys who are trying to acquire customers for PCP car finance, are they setting up these creatives and these ad sets? Absolutely not. Have they got parents who are 40 to 50 years old as an ad set up in different demographics across the UK, saying, right, it's a more mature, older guy in a suit in front of a very, very basic, I don't know, V-dub polo. Hiya, guys, are any of your sons or daughters looking for the first car? And if they are, we are the go-to guys. We're going to give you the cheapest APR, the cheapest deposit. You don't need to buy a car nowadays for £5,000 to £7,000 on a first car. Don't even waste your money. You swipe up now and see what deals we can get you. So then it's understanding and reading between the lines with other businesses.
Yeah.
What value can you provide to ensure that the success and growth of their business is only going to tenfold?
Definitely.
And that's when then the opportunity presents itself. Then it's on the table. Okay, well, we're setting up this project now. Another example was we're looking to set up a project where we're having multiple barbers following the Uber business model. So if you want a barber straight to your door to come on a bike and cut your hair with their equipment in your house for a very competitive price, okay, we'll give them a 50% affiliate commission, and we'll arbitrage the Uber platform and use the same setup. But again, that's another project. There's about 20 projects. But once you start adding value in other businesses, and once you get to a certain level in business, you're only going to work with the people at the top of their industry. Yeah. You're not going to have competitors, bro. It doesn't work like that. Don't get me wrong, you might have competitors within your niche, your bread and butter, your first ever business model. Of course, that'll always happen. But the guys at the very top, bro, they're all working together. Guys, do you think the guys who are working to build a £1 billion exit pound business, do you think they're looking to care about an extra 5% equity in the company? Bro, they're walking away with 50 mil regardless. Do you think they're going to care about an extra 20 mil when they're walking away with 50 mil? The guys are buying and selling businesses. This is the difference between millionaires and billionaires. Yeah. Millionaires realistically looking and invest into real estate. However, billionaires, they become venture capitalists. They buy, scale, and sell businesses. It's the Hormozy strategy. Mm-hmm. So if
acquisition.com.
Acquisition.com, bro. That's the go-to.
Get the hat on and everything.
That's it, bro.
It'll come through with a nose.
You've got to prove yourself in your own business first. Once you've got the social proof, you've developed and scaled a company. Yeah. Okay, well, what other businesses could you potentially work with? We have another company that no one even knows about. I'll tell everyone it for the first time now. Got another business called Footpreneurs. It's the world's largest Discord FIFA trading server. So what we do is we teach people how to trade FIFA coins. So rather than you wasting so much money on FIFA points every single year, I mean, I used to be that kid when I was 14, bro. I used to spend about £200-300 a year, bro, on FIFA points. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I'm not going to do that.
I remember when we used to be able to get coins and when like Rotashaw and
it was
MMOGA. Of course, bro.
Yeah.
So what we did is, again, it's a huge platform. Footpreneurs, we'll put the at in the bio right now. But again, guys, we work with a huge team. We've got a team of 20 in the team across Holland and Germany. A great bunch of guys. The top 100 traders, super valuable service. A lot of different YouTubers as affiliates. And again, guys, once you've built one company, let's say for example, personal shopping or even sneaker restorations. In Bailey's position, let's say you want to do the sneaker restorations as your first business. Why don't you then set up a referral scheme with your current clientele? If you're charging £30 for a pair of sneakers to be cleaned, have a conversation with your customer. Yeah, do you know what, Sam? I'm more than happy for every customer that you bring me. I'm more than happy to give you £10 per pair for all of the customers that you drive into me. And then all you're going to do then is give them an affiliate link. You can get a very simple affiliate dashboard on WAP, for example. And then all they're going to do, you're going to get them to recreate the content from on TikTok organic. You're going to give them videos of you cleaning the shoes. And then, bro, give them the content for them to become affiliates and get credit from you getting an arbitrage in Bailey's service. And then you're going to tenfold your business organic without even having to press a button for paid ads. That's just going to get you an initial clientele. You're going to get 100 customers for free straight away because you're incentivizing that side hustle for your friends who aren't making any money.
Yeah. That's just organic. You could do it like barbershops, online, Snapchat,
anything. Affiliate marketing, bro.
So for all these like young people again who like want to actually start a business, especially like just try and get their foot in the door even, but they don't know what niche to actually go with, what would you recommend in terms of like if they don't really know where to start, they don't know what they want to do, but they know they want to do something.
Yeah, I think it depends a lot on the person's skill set. Like you've got to be able to like do a self audit on yourself and identify where your skills lie. Because for example, if you're a very good talker, then I don't know, maybe remote sales might be great for you. But you know, not everyone's a good talker. You might have a better eye, whether you're more creative. So graphics design might be the better route to go down. So I'd say for anyone out there who's actually looking to like take and pursue like a side hustle and looking to escape the matrix, as we all say, you need to really know yourself and know what value you can provide. Because you know, everyone says a lot of bullshit nowadays, like do your passion and you'll never work a day in your life. Well, what happens if your passion's fucking horse riding? You know what I mean?
Mate, there's money in horse riding. There's money in horse riding. Trust me, bro.
You know what I mean?
You need to get in the business of buying and selling horses.
But you're never going to make it out. And you know, something great that I actually want to bring it back to the question you asked about working on yourself before you start a business. And obviously, yeah, you've got to do self-improvement, but a lot of this again is just mental masturbation. When people are telling you, oh, you've got to read this book, that book. Like, let me tell you something, guys, right? Reading books only gives you knowledge. Knowledge is useless without action. All knowledge is thoughts inside your head.
Yeah,
it's just thoughts inside your head. Unless you take action and put those thoughts into reality, what does it matter?
My key bit of advice for anyone who's looking to become an entrepreneur, truthfully, go and find another entrepreneur and go and spend a day with that guy and work with him for free.
See, this is key knowledge, guys. You know, you got to be listening to this. That's all you need to know.
That all comes down to positioning yourself as well in the right areas where you can extract that knowledge. But this is the key mistake that a lot of people make, where they might get into the habit of, let's say, freeloading. You have to provide the value to the valuable people in life for you to... Like, you can't just go around. Yeah, you can ask questions and stuff like that, but for you to be in that room in the first place, you have to provide that little bit of value. And that all comes again through self-development, self-improvement. So there's many key factors, but I just wouldn't go around freeloading as well.
Yeah, a lot of people are actually energy drainers. Like you need to be, again, it's just about self-analysis. Like you really need to be, use one of Tate's favourite words, you need to be perspicacious of your actions, and you need to understand how you come across to other people. So for example, if you're going into rooms and all you're doing is asking questions, what you're actually doing is taking value away from other people. Yes, you need to ask questions to gain a bit of knowledge, but also think, like what Jack said earlier, you need to think about what I can provide. It's like, only thinking about what you can get out of someone else is kind of like the scavenger mentality. Oh, I'm just going to take the scraps. No, be the provider. Don't just take the scraps. So again, like just watch and be careful about like how you present yourself. And again, it's just provide knowledge. Don't freeload. And stop taking people's energies, man. Like I'm a big believer, bro, in all like the chakra stuff and like meditation. I think meditation is key, and we'll hop into like the mental benefits later on. But yeah, like for a lot of you guys, like you actually are sucking my energy. Like I can't even go downstairs in my apartment block now without running into people that want to say, oh, Lynden, how can I improve the conversion on my site? Well, how the fuck can I improve it on mine? You tell me. You know what I mean? Like, come on,
Definitely, bro.
Turn the table.
Cool. Alright guys, so going on to the big questions now, the money questions. What's the most amount of money that you guys have actually made off a single sale or in the Morley group?
Right, so as us as resellers, and we're talking about Morley trends, I can't actually say the item because I do respect our VIP clients.
Yeah, that's fair
and
enough.
we are the most competitive in the industry when it comes to the market value of a product, especially with Louis Vuitton. I mean, we've got a huge network. We buy from Japan, directly from LV as well. We get a lot of allocated stock as well. But I'd say the biggest flip we've ever made, and I'm not going to say the piece, I'd say it was about $4,000 profit on one item. Wow. If I'm going to be honest. Yeah, about $4,000. But the thing is, and this is one thing for anyone who wants to get into reselling luxury designer items, at the start, you want to be looking to make minimal profit margins. And the reason for this is because you want to develop the LTV, the lifetime value of the customer. So I might, let's say, for example, sell you a pair of Panda Dunks, yeah? You might have seen them on another reseller's page for £120. Just give it them for the cost price. Whatever you're paying on that specific pair, give it them for cost. You might even want to do like a Nike Miller set, t-shirt and short set. And this is a great way to get into reselling, and we do teach this within
Bro, do you know how many
platform.
members have made ridiculous amounts of cash just reselling sportswear items?
Yeah.
It's absolutely crazy. Like a bit of free game as well for some of you guys watching now. You can literally go to your local Nike outlet, pick up Miller t-shirts for £15, go to your outlets or put them on your Snapchat. You go to the outlet, pick it up, £15, you resell it in your Snapchat store, your Instagram page for about £25-30. Again, that's like £15 profit, but the clients that you actually acquire in that process there, again, with customer lifetime value, can pay you very handsomely long term.
Yeah,
and I think as well, for any resellers or people who actually want to get started within the industry, you have to kind of sacrifice the short-term profits and basically just prioritise the customer lifetime value, break even on the sale or the deal, acquire that client and then upsell them a more premium service again as time goes on.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like sportswear is like a great it's like a beginner level, entry level thing to get into for your resellers, you know, because you are selling the low ticket profit, the low ticket items even. But like when you progress into the designer, like you want to start hitting the luxury products. I mean, our VIP broadcast that we're sent to our members every day, you know, you've got like Gucci, Amiri, Balenciaga, like 60-70% below retail price, and like members, I mean, we can even throw up a screenshot easily of the products we list. Like members can be making genuinely like £300-400 just from one flip.
Yeah.
I think we actually asked the question, didn't we, on the Morley group story one time, and all the group chat was just popping off saying I made 300 off one. One member made, I think it was the chrome duffel bag, the LV chrome duffel bag. Market value, I think, on StockX was like 3.9. It's currently, it's sold on our site for like 3.2. There's a £700 margin in there. That's like more than a week's fucking wage on one duffel bag.
Even as well, just within 1 week, just through the sportswear. I won't say his name, but there's a member who made $8,000 just in 1 week through going to outlets.
We'll say it. Activo Sports.
Yeah.
He was called DL the plug before, but you know what? Big up DL. He deserves to be credited for his work.
DL,
he's a beast,
credits
bro.
where credit due,
Credits where credits due. Didn't previously had any experience in reselling, personal shopping. Never done anything before. Came into the platform, and again, there's multiple success stories where we can sort of speak about member profits. But again, for us now, we're not trying to go into the game of these podcasts speaking about how much you can make if you buy into our brand. We're not trying to do that anymore, because at the start, I mean, did it help support with our cash flow, people joining our program and everything else? Absolutely. But now we're in the business of giving free value, free game, anything that we can provide on this podcast today to make you start a business with no upfront investment, without having to join an educational platform. I mean, there's loads of stuff we've got going on in the next few months that we are going to blow up. Like I will tell you straight up, we're about to go to the moon, and that's only because we've spent so much time in acquiring the best talent across the UK and a few other countries as well, so that we can bring in the specialists and the experts from the likes of Amazon FBA, from your likes of affiliate marketing, from your likes of, let's say, the car finance and PCP, so you can start brokering and acquiring leads to our providers. And again, there's so many other opportunities that we'll go into sooner or later throughout the podcast. But again, the thing is with personal shopping and reselling, you can easily make £5,000, £10,000 a month. easily, because what you need to do is find your VIP clientele. Again, you're not going to get it straight away. You're going to acquire basic clients to start with, the guys who are only going to buy the activewear set. But as they start to earn more and more money, you're going to develop a long-term relationship. So what we're introducing at the moment at Morley Trends is that we're actually building a VIP customer relations management system. So any client who's spent over $5,000 in the last 3 months, they're getting a bunch of flowers sent out with a box of chocolates and a bottle of champagne, just to say thank you, we appreciate the spend. But the whole point is that the way that you should treat your VIP clientele with the amount they spent, it's got to be one-to-one notch, bro. It's got to be the best possible service you can provide.
Something to always remember, guys, is that it's much easier to sell to a client that you've already sold to than it is to acquire a new customer, guys. Like, once you've already got that person to buy off you once, as long as you've kept the relationship good with them, you've kind of got them in your back pocket. And I don't mean that in like a disrespectful way. It's a good thing if you're providing that good service, if you're not out here overcharging people. So again, like, if you've already, a lot of people think, oh, I've acquired this customer, now let me get the next one straight away, and they forget about what they can do here, whether it's going to be an upsell or an aftercare service.
There's a whole nurturing process during that as well, like how you're going to give that client a fast, efficient service. Yeah, you can provide in the product, but what's the delivery time in that? What's your customer service been like? All these variables play a part, and then this all comes down to the word of mouth as well. Like, word of mouth reputation is so crucial within business, especially in a local business, let's say like a personal shopping service, because once you provide that client that Nike set or that Louis Vuitton t-shirt, and they get that next day and they're super gassed with it, and now on a night out and they see, oh bro, that t-shirt is so fire, where did you get that from? Oh, from so and so. Boom, there you go. That's another potential client that you could have just been introduced
anyone
to.
Who's a business owner as well watching this, let's say maybe you do paid advertising or you do organic social media. I want you to stop for a second and think, if you had no way to advertise your business except from word of mouth, how much would your business actually grow? Like, anyone who genuinely is owning a business right now, I want you to actually sit back and think about what I said, because if you couldn't grow just through word of mouth, then that means either your product or your service is shit. And that's just the honest truth of it. Paid ads is good, organic social media is good, but it's all about the taste that the customer has in the mouth after they've dealt with you, and that is the most important thing.
I think this is as well, sort of just elaborating on Lynden's point now. As you start to scale business, and I referred to this earlier, saying that there's multiple components in business. You're almost dealing, imagine you're a football manager, you're Pep Guardiola, you're managing your goalkeeper, your defenders, your midfielders and your attackers. You're also managing your physiotherapists and everything else. Running a business at a huge scale, you've got to consider marketing, you've got to consider supply chain, logistics, customer service, your email flows, your paid advertisement, your social strategy, your organic strategy within the social side. You've also then got, there's so many factors.
It's all good spending 10k a month on ads, but if the place where you're sending the data, the landing page isn't good at capturing the data, then what was the point of spending the money on the ads? So it's a whole ecosystem. You've got to nurture them, and there's so many steps in it.
I think and again, sort of now we've sort of experienced it, and we've been at the backbone of all of these different things now. That's made us realize, right? Well, okay, when we let's say look at, I don't know, the paid digital side or the organic strategy with, let's say, TikTok, how can we then transform the education and our learnings over the past 2 to 3 years of our journey and offer that to other people? So let's say, for example, now, even though we operate the Morley Group in a different ways to what we are going to be doing, we are introducing a Discord server. I like to refer it as to Morley Group V2. Now, within this server, we're developing and building multiple different side hustle platforms. So the members that we've enrolled at the moment, they've got access to it. They're going to be joining. They're going to be learning affiliate marketing. So let's say, for example, on the current products they sell, how can they set up an affiliate dashboard? So on the products that they're selling to the current clientele at the moment, how can they set up the referral scheme? How can they acquire word of mouth marketing just from these other little things? You've also then got the PCP car broker, and you've got all sorts, even to the extent of accountancy. So the very basics of accountancy, how to set up a limited company, how to do basic bookkeeping. But if someone doesn't want to learn how to do accountancy, what can they do instead? They can work with a financial firm instead and look to acquire leads for that financial firm. So you guys, for example, let's say you're not doing a side hustle at the moment, pick up the yellow pages, use our plug and play scripts and call businesses. Hi there, mate, I've looked into your financial accounts at the moment. They're not up to date. We can see that you've not submitted your recent tax return. We can also see in your incorporation statement that's not up to date, X, Y, and Z. And what you can then do using these scripts is you'll acquire the lead. You'll then book in a call with our finance team, And then all you're going to get is a residual affiliate income just from simply referring a client who was previously in a business, previously not managing that area of their business very well, and you're just going to plug and play and become the middleman. Just like the example I gave earlier with the car brokers.
Yeah.
So you've got the lenders, you've got the broker, you've got the end consumer. You've got, let's say, the Morley Group. You've got all of the side hustles in the Morley Group. You've got you as a broker, the middleman in between it, and then you've got your end consumer. So what you can do is you can experiment any side hustle you want. And what we don't expect from you guys is that you're going to learn the whole niche. You're not going to become an Amazon FBA beast. You're not going to become an accountant. You're not going to be able to become a car broker and set up your own finance firm. Do you know what I mean? So what we do expect is you learn the processes of these businesses in as much depth as possible. Yeah. So at least then, what you can then do is middleman. And again, the middlemen are always the best people to do with. Yeah. Imagine, let's say, for example, now, I'll give you another example for Footpreneur. That's another business I spoke about earlier. We have an affiliate program where we will give you a 40% revenue share of all of the signups you get to enroll for membership within that platform. So what we then do is we teach you how to do TikTok organic. All you're going to do is go on YouTube Shorts. You're going to download the video from YouTube Shorts, pay an editor off Upwork £3 to edit the clip, and then all of the organic traffic that you acquire from the TikTok video, you're just going to send them onto your affiliate link, and you're going to take a 40% revenue share of that £18 a month. Or if they want to go for a premium membership and you want to get 40% of the £50 one and you want to upsell that, that's fine. And what you can also do is start driving the traffic onto your Instagram. Organic reels are doing really well at the moment. We had one Instagram reel that did over 500,000 views. We've got about 30k likes. We must have acquired at least 500 to 1,000 new clients from that vid. Yeah. So again, it's understanding how can we teach you these different ecosystems, and how can we become an incubator for your side hustle success. And again, you've even got the basics of how we acquire a lot of the stock for the designer side is we buy into liquidation deals. So if it's costing a business too much per square foot to store, let's say 1,000 pairs of Louboutins, for example, that's when we will then come in as a business. We will take and buy that stock out of yours, so you can then replace that with, let's say, full winter 24 stock. So again, the thing is with these huger firms, the likes of Selfridges, Harvey Nichols, your huge retail stores, their turnover of the stock has to be extremely fast. Seasons and trends change. So what happens for them is it comes to a point where the storage cost of the stock exceeds the amount of what they'd have made anyway, because of how long they've had it in the unit and how long they've stored the stock for logistically. So again, there's loads though in there, man. We're going to start prepping and previewing some of the bits on there. I mean, we can load up a few screenshots now. And again, we can speak a bit more about the different side hustles that are going to be coming into it. But
the website one's like super.
The website one's mad.
So like one of the channels is going to be, for anyone out there, like it's just as simple as you're going to be essentially selling the service to create a website for businesses. So super easy to generate the leads for this. You can just go on Google Maps, right? And you could just look at all the businesses in your area. All you've got to do is tap the little icon with the business and see if it's got a website or not. It tells you straight away because Google converts you onto the website. If they don't have a website, all you've got to do, well, you've got the location. You're just going to walk in. Oh, hey guys, I own an agency, and I can set up websites for you. It improves conversion by 20%, blah, 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 blah. We'll give you the selling deck as well, so you've got proof about what the websites can do and the previous examples of the websites that's been made. You're just going to have to propose to them to sell them a website, and boom, that's it. That could take you, even if you're working a full-time job, you could just do that on Saturday and Sunday. You could
few of those a month.
Yeah, exactly. A few of those a month. You're going to be doubling your income. It's easy, and again, it's just all about positioning and middlemaning.
Another great example now, yeah? So who knows what social media marketing agencies are? You guys know what a social media marketing agency is. You've heard of social media marketing agencies.
Biggest middlemans of the world.
I'll give you an example, right? So speaking about social media marketing agencies, another great example now is that within our Discord server at the moment, we have already a team built out for social media marketing. Now, another example would be, let's say, for example, you went to a small e-com brand and you realize that they weren't running any paid advertisements. All you need to then do is outreach using our scripts to that specific business, and then all you're going to do is acquire the lead and get them booked in for a phone call with the social media marketing agencies on the other side. So all you're doing is outreach, getting people's attention, ringing businesses up, get them booked in for a call. You're not having to deal with any of the proposals. You're not having to deal with any of the decks.
Building the site.
Nothing at all. All you are doing is referring businesses on a retainer-based income. So for them, let's say they charge the business, depending on the delivery deliverables, 1.5k a month. For example, for Meta ads, TikTok and Google, for example, no email flows. You're going to, let's say, take £250 a month whilst they're paying that 1.5k for someone to oversee all of the paid advertisement. And we have brought the best marketers into this business. Same again with the accountancy side. Same again with the resale monitors and the bots that we have. If you want to, let's say, have your alerts on within our Discord server, you'll be able to pick up Uggs for £100. And I brought this up earlier to you guys outside of the poddy. You can then resell them for £170 to £180. Like, there's so many flips that pop up all the time. And I will actually tell you exactly how these bots on Discord work. No matter what trading platform you're in for reselling, how it works is there's a data scrape that pulls in all the information off the internet. So you'll set up the scrape on, let's say, Nike, for example. And what this scrape will then do is alert a restock bot to then ping in a notification into your channel within Discord. So that's how these channels are run. And same again with Amazon. You'll have, let's say, Amazon Flips as a section, or online arbitrage. Again, what they'll do is they'll set up data scrapes on companies like Sainsbury's, Boots. The list goes on to over 500 retailers. And what they're trying to do is distinguish the market value in comparison to the sale price of what that product is. So what happens is they see an alert that a product's gone for more than 60% off. Okay, ping. What you then have is a team of manual people reviewing the leads, reviewing the profit potential on the items. Is this a profitable item? What's the last sale price on eBay? How much does this go for on Google Ads, on shopping? How much is it selling for on Amazon? We can clearly see a 20-30% ROI on this product. We're going to then allow and ping the notification into our members to ensure that they can purchase this specific product to make a profit on it. But again, someone who just wants to get into Amazon as well. I mean, we had a huge meeting yesterday. There's guys on Amazon FBA who are just buying every single lead that pings through on these servers, and they're making $2-3 grand a month in profit just from buying and selling products for Amazon. It's the same again with reselling. All you're doing is retail arbitrage, buying and selling. I mean, there is an initial investment. However, that's why we have over 13 side hustles in one platform to ensure that you can start with no upfront investment, generate a bit of a cash flow from another side hustle. And we always emphasize the importance of the compound effect. And I'll give you an example now. If you invest £1,000, as an initial investment, and you make 30% on that £1,000, every single month for 12 months, how much money do you think you're left with?
We're going to have to throw the chart up as well.
We'll throw the chart
Have a
up.
guess
What would the figure be? Don't try and calculate it. How much would you think based on a £1,000 investment making 30% a month? So after month one, you made 1.3k. Yeah? You then reinvest that full 1.3k back into products and you make another 30%. What are you on by the end of 12 months? If you was to just guess.
So I know that 10.8% a week on a £1,000 investment over a year would be 100,000, no, 100,000, 112,000. I know that.
A week. See, you know what? I've not done that maths. However, after 30% ROI every single month from £1,000, you're going to end up with around £17,000. I'm not going to give you the exact figure. It's around 17k.
Yeah.
Now, what then happens in year 2 when you then reinvest the first 12 months of compound? What do you think you're left with after year 2 from £17,000, 30% a month again continuously?
Well, like 100k or something.
It's around
like
400.
Add another £300,000 on.
It's around 470k,
ridiculous.
but that's not me saying right now you're going to have $500,000 in 2 years.
Yeah.
For you to do that, you know what? I will personally, I will be so gassed for you, but it's not going to happen. Let's be real. You've got to consider the external factors, that the turnover of products isn't always that fast. You might be stuck on bricks like we were speaking about earlier.
Yeah.
But the whole point I'm trying to make is that as long as you are calculated with the products that you're purchasing and that you're investing into, bro, there's so many different things to make money on nowadays.
Yeah.
And all you need to do is you need to have the network of and a group of people to help guide and support you. And this was what we were speaking about earlier when we was going to the toilet. We were saying about the importance of mentorship, speaking about the importance of network. I mean, could you have a friend who's going to tell you there's a Jordan 1 drop in the morning and you're guaranteed to make £50 profit if you land on it? Would you have been making that profit if that opportunity didn't present itself with you having that conversation with that person who knows when that restock is? So imagine you're getting a 100x on the amount of leads that are coming in, amount of shouts that are going to be coming in. You're going to land on at least 10% of them. And even if that's just a bit extra each month, set up a separate bank account. And this is another thing. People get very, very content when they start making a bit of extra money. People think, right, well, you know what? I've made a little £100 profit there. I'm going to go and treat myself tomorrow. Nah, don't treat yourself, motherfucker. You need to be reinvesting that and compounding it even further. Save it, set up a separate bank account. If you know that you're gonna be making, based on the previous month, you made £500, you almost guarantee that you're gonna make even more the next month. Because you have the knowledge, you're starting to get familiar with your selling processes. Okay, well, keep that aside, reinvest the whole amount back into it. But alongside that, start maybe investing a tiny bit into networking events. If you're, let's say, reselling sneakers, go down to the huge sneaker events. If you're an Amazon guy and you want to learn more about that, pay for a little consultancy session with a beast who's in Amazon. And again, this can be super cheap. You can find guys who aren't even consultants, but you might even find someone through our network. You might find someone from you guys' network. Just network, reach out to people, even to the extent of, if you're interested in a new side hustle and you see a lot of these course guys online now, whether that is Amazon, whether it is reselling and personal shopping, no matter what the niche is, have the phone call. I'm not saying to buy into it. I'm not for a second saying go and spend whatever it's going to cost to be part of that program. However, what it's going to do is you're going to be leaving the call with a crazy amount of knowledge that you didn't even have before you entered the call about that specific business. Spend a full day booking calls with people who sell education, just to try and ask as many questions as you can about that niche. So by the time you finish your day, you need to be on the call. You need to be writing this shit down. Okay, well, if I'm acquiring about Amazon, what is Amazon to Amazon? What is online arbitrage? What is retail arbitrage? What is private label? Okay, you want to learn more about, let's say, personal shopping and reselling. Okay, well, how do you guys get these discounts on these designer brands? Okay, well, what does the wholesale process look like? How am I going to market these products? How do I build a customer? How do I build a customer audience? Bro, if someone had a call with us and asked us how we're going to build a customer audience, we are going to tell you every step-by-step process on how to build a customer audience.
Yes, asking those good questions as well will get you remembered by these people. I guess you don't know the opportunities that are going to present themselves.
No, of course, man.
If you're speaking to all these high
100%.
individuals, you know.
So to cut you off, a lot of the people that have actually ended up like booking a call, whether it is to join our service, we've actually ended up going into business with them outside of the service because of how they came across on the phone as well. So it's just like the asking right questions can get you in the good places.
100%. And I think as well from our side that's why now, I mean, are we the largest like sort of personal shopping and educational platform out there at the moment? Absolutely. I mean, our case studies, our reselling results are nothing but success. I mean, don't get me wrong. Do we have a few failures? Of course. Yeah. Unfortunately, you can take a horse to drink the water, but you can't force it to drink the water. Is that the right saying that Jay uses? Yeah. Is that
we'll go with it. We'll go with it.
Like you can take someone to eat, but they might not always eat the food. They might not like what they're eating.
But the thing is, everyone's got the same tools, so it's like, what's the difference between the guy doing 10k per month and the guy only doing £500 a month?
What we realised is that, let's say, for your high performers now who are really churning in great revenue, the difference is now is, right, well, how can they capitalise then on the marketing space? How can they capitalise on the accountancy side of running their business, which is going to help them long term and scale? Can they then land on these restock monitors so that they can then start buying the in-trend popular on-demand products to then resell even on a B2B distribution to another reseller, potentially even to their end consumers? So it's all about, for us now, the reason we re-strategize the whole of the business model is because we really want to open up everyone's neural pathways in the brain to every single possible opportunity that there could be. Because there might be a side hustle that you're pursuing at the moment and you're only doing it just to make money. But what if there's 12 other side hustles that you can go and learn? We've partnered with the best possible businesses for this platform. There's been a huge investment, easily over 6 figures into this platform. So the point I'm trying to make is that for anyone really who's looking to start a side hustle, I mean, when we do launch it on the 6th, there is invite only. And this podcast is probably going to be coming out at that time. I don't know when you boys are planning to drop it, but between us in the room now, there's going to be a lot of applications. So we're going to cap it to 500 members in the first drop. And the reason for this is because for us now, it's quality over quantity. We want to ensure that the teams we've brought in, they're managing the clients correctly. They're building huge businesses. They're building long-term, really, really valuable businesses. So the second we can see the performance of the members, that's why we wanted to go for the invite-only approach. We have 20,000 people who are ready to sign up now, and that's a fact. That's ready to go. But the whole point is that we're not prepared to do it. And you'll see why there's big people we're going to be bringing in as well to this business who are going to support with the invitation process. Yeah. And you can take that out, just blur it as soon as I say that and put something on my face. But we're not going to go into the cost of it. It's super, super cheap. And again, the reason we're introducing it is because we genuinely want to see so much success in the UK. We think at the moment, entrepreneurship in the UK, and we had this conversation earlier, there's no one really out there at the moment who's really thriving and has the desire to change the whole of the mindset shift in the UK to become a true entrepreneur. I mean, being an entrepreneur, yes, is there a lot of stress factors that are associated to it? Is there a lot of dull moments? I mean, if you look at let's say the tip of an iceberg, what happens is with the icebergs is the 80% of the iceberg is under the sea, and that's what the things that nobody else sees. The hours that you're putting outside of the workspace, the hours that you're stressing about executing the next project, and what people see at the top of the iceberg is the social media presence, the lifestyle, the nice things that these people have.
Yeah.
But there's so much work and no one's ever transparent about it.
Definitely.
You guys are familiar with Iman Gadji, aren't you?
Mm-hmm.
So he talks about private victories, and he's actually got it tattooed on his arm. And that the big wins come from the accumulation of every single small win that you've had every single day leading up to that point that have got you there. And that also ties in with the compound effect that you were talking about
And
earlier.
not only the wins as well, the losses. The losses add into it as
I
well.
you learn from the losses too, don't you?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, you can't let them get you down. You've got to keep moving forward.
Failure is the key to success, brother, in my opinion.
Yeah, there you go.
You have to lose multiple times to win. Because otherwise, everybody would be a successful entrepreneur. Bro, people will fail 80 times. The author of Harry Potter,
J.K. Rowling.
Yeah.
Bro, she didn't get that book approved.
She was turned away by 11 or 12
times.
publishers.
I saw that, 11 or 12 publishers, bro. Like, people don't just get instant success.
It's those people that push through those failures. They when it's kind of what separates
And
you
what
from the
do you
people who
actually
just give
learn?
up.
Yes, a victory feels great, but what do you actually learn from a victory apart from feeling good at the moment? Maybe it's a little bit of an ego boost.
Yeah.
Whereas that when you take that loss, whether it's in business,
Yeah.
life, relationships, there's so much that you can actually learn from that experience, which can then propel you to that victory.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the greatest thing about it as well, to be fair. A lot of people want to avoid the L's, but little do they know the L's are part of the success.
I think-
They all add up, accumulate.
I think one way you can actually learn that as well is through fighting. So recently, over the last 4 months, I'd started MMA.
Yeah,
And don't get me wrong, it is nice when I get the takedown and I smash someone in. You know what I mean? It does feel good, but I learn the most when I go up against the black belt who wraps me up in 30 seconds because I'm like, right, I did this, and this wrong, and don't be
Incredibly humbling experience as
Yeah.
well. To anyone who hasn't got in any physical combat yet, get your sent down to an MMA
I
gym.
definitely agree
Yeah,
with that.
for sure. It's always the jiu-jitsu guys as well.
The guys
you
you
can't
would
do
never
anything against
expect.
them.
not even guys, women. There's black belt women at the gym that honestly fuck me up like that, and it's incredibly humbling. So I appreciate the losses as well, man. It's all part of the journey.
Yeah, definitely.
So how do you boys think that AI is going to impact both your business and all of the other businesses in the future?
So you've got one great example of an automation. I don't like to class it as AI right now because it isn't, but I do think it will become AI eventually in the next 3 to 6 months. Now, if you go into Google and you type in ManyChat, now what this does, it's a software that can allow you to automate your messages dependent on a call to action. So what do I mean by this? Let's say, for example, we make a top of funnel ad set. Swipe up now saying me if you want to learn how to become a reseller or a personal shopper. You then get people swiping up to the ad saying me, and this can even be an organic viral clip. What then happens is this will then trigger the ManyChat to then throw you an automated message in response, and you can actually determine how fast you want that message to send back to the consumer, because you might want to put a delay on of 30 minutes so it looks like there's a real human doing it, because you might notice that conversion drops when it's instant because people know it's a robot. Now what then happens is you can then get into conversation with this person. You could then say, okay, well, reply saying training if you want me to send you over a free guide on how you can start this side hustle straight away.
Yeah.
What then happens is the person then replies saying training, because it'll then trigger the automation again. You will then receive an automated link to a funnel as to where you can then get the specific training. When you click this link, okay, well, give us your email address and phone number so we can send you over the training. Now, what does this do for businesses? Data acquisition. So rather than expecting a customer to just swipe up to a website, you're having the colloquialism, you're having a conversation, at least they think there's a real VA or a human replying. Now, how do I think AI will change this? How I think AI will change it is that for all of the businesses who've ever done DMs, same again on WhatsApp as well, I believe there'll be an AI software that comes into place where you can extract all of the data from every single transcript of every single conversation. Yep. You're going to then allow this AI to become a learning behavioral system, an ecosystem that will continuously keep learning how humans will also keep replying. So let's say from the transcripts, it can see that if a customer's inquired about a Moncler Maya in a size 2, and we've replied in the last 30 days saying, yes, we can get it in, it's going to be £850, the retail's £1,250.
Yeah.
What the AI will then do is the next time that customer asks that question, it will then automatically respond from the previous reply because we've manually replied saying that. Let's say, for example, there's a question where the AI doesn't understand the question being asked from the customer because it's never had that learning before. It can't take it from the transcripts and the data previously. That then automatically then raises a trigger and a flag to a real life team.
Yeah.
Imagine if, let's say, they had this in NatWest or Barclays, an AI system from all of the frequently asked questions, every problem a customer's ever experienced with any of the banking. But what the AI did is from every conversation in the past, from extracting all that data out, it then learned how to reply to customers. Now, when there's a question that's been asked completely out of the blue, the AI has never learned it before. Guess what? There's going to be a human then that jumps on manually to that reply to reply to the customer.
Yeah.
And then guess what? The learning behavioral system, the AI, then takes that data and understands it and then interprets it moving forward. So it's constantly learning anomalies. Now, how do I think it'll change in business in regards to call centers?
Yeah.
Let's say, for example, you've got a million hours worth of phone calls from a business in the last 3 to 5 years. It can be any call center. You could look at recruitment. Mm-hmm. Now, what if you was to throw all of these hours, all of these transcripts of data with real life customer conversations into another AI behavioral learning system? Now, what you could then do is you could then set a monotone with certain prosodic features of how someone would talk on the phone. Have you ever seen Anonymous before?
Yeah.
TikTok, how they do the super deep voice, you know what I mean? Imagine if, let's say, for example, you found a super smooth, you could even have Simon Cowell's voice on the phone. And then what happens is, because you've had all that data in the past of real life conversation, Simon Cowell's then speaking on the phone, and he's replying as if he's a human to these questions because it's a learning system that has acquired all the data in the past. It knows how to reply to the customer.
And the key is like the AI and the algorithm is going to pick up, when customer asks this and the person on the phone, the salesperson, replies with this, it converts to a sale. So it's going to know what to say to what converts to the sale. So through all these millions of hours of data, the AI is actually going to know what responses, what tones actually get the results,
the best results
that converts. And then you're just going to plug that into a system. Like I said, could be Simon Cowell, or you can even take it a step further. Let's say you know that 40-year-old women convert better when it's a 20-year-old woman that's the salesperson, then you'd set up the AI voice to be that. But if you know that the 45-year-old man, it converts better when it's a 18-year-old girl on the phone because he thinks he's got a chance of getting a bit pushy, then you convert the AI voice to be that. So it's like,
and then the thing is,
change the game.
What then happens is when the human then gets flagged because it spots an anomaly with a response, you've got a team of 20 sales staff on the go ready. When they then pick up that real life inquiry, the mic from what they speak into, the AI then automatically changes the voice of how they then reply to that person in the same monotone. So what then happens is the behavioral system learns from the anomaly. Okay, this is how I need to respond moving forward to that response.
I think this kind of leads me to the point of like there's this bridge between human and AI kind of like right now, and where do we cross the line in terms of those two beginning to like just turn into one?
I also think a lot of people are worried about the fact that perhaps at the moment the AI isn't advanced enough to cause any real existential damage, but perhaps it's the people who have the AI. Like we were just talking recently on camera about Elon Musk and how he has all of these different businesses that are all pretty much covering every single aspect that we're moving forward as a society. 100%. And if you put that in the hands of one person, how corruptible is that person? How easily could they be blackmailed?
100%. I mean, when you look at it, the face of crypto, it's Elon Musk with all the Dogecoin. He can put one tweet out there and
it's crashing,
changes
bro.
Everything. The face of cars, 20 years, guys, do you think that any of you lot are going to have a steering wheel in your car? Like, no, you're not, because they're going to say like, oh, look, it's not too dangerous. We can make sure no one crashes. So the face of crypto, Elon. The face of the way that transport's going to change is Elon. Look at the chips in the brain. That's going to be the thing that could potentially send us all over the edge. Elon again is the face of that. So it's like all these huge things. Even Mars as well. How can I forget that one? The space travel. Elon's the face of that as well. So Elon is the face of all the changes that are going to be happening to the new society, the digital world. If he gets compromised, like you said, one bit of blackmail, or even if he's a Trojan horse, like how do we know that all these people that are implementing all these things, that they are the good guys that they say they are? And like you said, they're having one person with all that power to, introduce a new financial system, introduce all these driverless cars. Like, let's say we say something that doesn't fall in line with the general consensus, something that's cancelable and goes against free speech. Well, one button. Well, you can't drive no more because your car's turned off.
It's just we're getting less and less control, I guess, in a sense, isn't it?
Yeah.
Especially with that kind of automated thing, especially like in terms of cars and stuff, you're losing the joy of being able to do normal human activities, and it's like turning things inhuman and automated. That I think it's just like the joys of life.
Have you guys ever watched Wall-E? You know the movie
Yeah,
Wall-E,
it's
the
a good
little
example,
robot?
to be fair.
Like all the people are like fat going around in like the chairs and that, and like they click a button and the food like comes down to them.
Definitely.
Like that's what Mars is going to be like. Everyone's gassed to go to Mars. Like, nah, I don't want to go. Let me stay on this planet and like let me stay here.
Yeah,
I think the distinguishment between AI and real life humans is the fact that unfortunately AI can't have emotion and human interaction as to how you would with another person.
Mm-hmm.
So, and in my opinion, in business in general, the biggest thing in business is relationships.
Yeah.
The partners that you bring into a company, the value that somebody else will provide, and what they can implement in your business with their strategy, whether that's a mentor, whether it's a different business partner that you've not once worked with but has scaled another business and you could do with that skill set in your business. AI can't ever replace that, bro. However, you can arbitrage what AI can offer, and that's the difference. So as long as you can really understand the arbitrage process and how that can help automate your processes within your business, that's then looking even further into investment time return. If you know that an automation with AI can save, let's say, 1,000 hours in labour every year, which is costing you £100,000 in labour, well, are you going to do it for the cost of £10,000 within an AI automation? Of course you're going to do it, bro. Look at what BT did. They cut off 10,000 members of staff because of some simple tweaks to the AI automations that they've now introduced into the business. So there's going to be many case studies in the next 12 months where there's a lot of workforce and labour being cut off because of simple introduction. I mean, you can look at Ocado, the logistics company. They've got the partnership with M&S now where the robots are now picking the food in the warehouse for their customers for an automated and seamless delivery process.
Even with Amazon Prime, again, you've got AI robots who are darting about the warehouse, picking an item here, packaging it there, sending it all out.
Fully automated McDonald's in America. Like bro, people there's going to be no taxi drivers.
In my opinion,
everything, man. Everything.
I think even to sort of the fellow entrepreneurs out there, like me and Zach was having this discussion last night actually. We were saying once we actually have like 50 to 100 mil liquidity in the bank, we are gonna be spunking 250k, 500k straight into AI projects, bro. Yeah. Left, right, and center. Build a great team of AI developers, and we're gonna hit up every single project possible. Even to the extent of Discord, we had a conversation yesterday with one of our partners on Discord at the moment. How we give support to our customers is by opening a ticket. Now, imagine, let's say on Discord, for that specific niche of Amazon FBA, for example, imagine where we've currently got 5 admins, 5 mods in a team who are manually helping people with the ticket process and replying to customers. Imagine, let's say, for example, the idea we spoke about 5 minutes ago, we extract all of the questions out, throw all the transcripts and the data sets into an AI behavioral learning system, so then the ticket system can then be automated. But imagine then you then set up a SaaS company and you then white label that exact business model and offer every other Discord server that same platform and that same plugin, so that they're going to save thousands of hours of human labor in replying to people. And this is what I mean, bro. There's so many different things with AI that you can tap into.
I think it's just utilising it to your business.
But the thing is to actually execute a project with AI, unfortunately for beginner entrepreneurs,
expensive as
unless you have a great network and you can find the investor, you can paint an idea and you can project it to some investors with a great deck and a great proposal. Bro, it's going to be very hard to execute.
Yeah, the barrier of entry is very high with AI.
Definitely.
It's a huge...
I'm going to have to watch this podcast back and take all the notes on all the games that you guys have been dropping. It has been absolutely incredible to have you guys on as the first episode. We're privileged. Thank you so much for coming down.
Thank you,
all
guys.
the issues that we had this morning off camera. Where can people find you guys?
So we'll put the at in the bio now, at Morley Group, at Morley Trends, at Footpreneurs. We've got a few other little ventures as well towards the end of the year we're going to drop, but we'll jump on another poddy, boys.
Yeah,
Yeah, for
definitely.
sure,
I think
man.
as well, one thing we did say as well off camera to the boys, we're actually going to invest into these two guys, and not from a financial perspective. We're talking about with self-development and mentorship. We really want to help these boys scale, so make sure you support the page, comment, like the vid, send this out to anyone you know who could take a lot of value from it. And again, we're going to throw them in the platform, Molly Group V2. They're going to experience the different side hustles. They're going to get on the affiliate program. You guys are going to do loads of gangster shit. Like,
Incredible, bro. This is probably the
Yeah.
best first episode of any podcast that has ever been done.
Big things
ever
coming
gonna touch the
in
net.
human history. In
My
human
God.
history.
And you guys are the
Incredible,
first episode.
Yeah, let's
Making history, boys.
Yeah,
Thank you,
pleasure.
boys. Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Go on, man.
Cheers.
Thank you, bro.
Cheers.
Nice one, brother.
Yes, boys.
Thanks, sir.
Sick.
First pod, boys.
First pod.